Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, just before we start, I would like you to know that this is going to be recorded, and whenever you feel the need that you want to stop, we can. And everything that you say is confidential, unless you have harm to yourself or others. Okay? And before we start, also, again, I'm open to hear about sexuality, gender problems, culture, race, religion. Okay? Okay, so what do you like to speak about today?
I've been having trouble accepting my accent when I do public speaking because I think that it's going to come out again from like I did when I was a child.
Okay, explain a little bit more about that.
Well, when I was growing up, I was born here, but my parents were not, and Spanish is my first language. I learned English simultaneously, but Spanish was my dominant language, so I had an accent, and I was kind of made fun of, bullied for it because no one else that I went to school with had an accent.
Okay, what do you mean nobody in your school else had, were you one of the only kids?
I was one of 3 Hispanic kids, and I believe that their parents were born here, so they spoke English. I think they did also speak Spanish, but not like in the dominant way that I did, so they didn't know what it was like to kind of have an accent and speak the way I did.
Can you tell me what feelings you went through as being bullied?
It was just like hurt and insecurities because like whenever we had to present something, I knew it was going to happen. I always got nervous on top of it, and then I knew that my accent was going to come out, and then I knew it was going to be made fun of because I didn't pronounce certain words the same way as everybody else, and they would just kind of, whenever I had to say it, it would just kind of start to, they'd get ready to make fun of me, and I knew it was coming.
Oh, I'm sorry. So now that you're grown up, what experiences, what challenges are you facing now?
I think now it's just like the fear of public speaking because I think it'll come out and I'll be made fun of. I think now I know people are way more accepting, and so many people do have accents, but even now I have problems saying those words because it just kind of brings back memories, so I try to steer clear of those words.
Okay, what memories are you talking about?
And just kind of like the hurt and like being made fun of and bullied for it, of using those words and knowing, because it wasn't like my accent came out all the time, but certain words definitely were pronounced quite differently.
You said that at home you only spoke Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Did your parents speak English or just only Spanish?
My parents, they learned to speak English. They speak English now, but they learned while we were learning. Like when I had homework, she'd kind of go over and practice her English. But I think that my parents should have been teaching me English, not learning together. And even in the home, only Spanish was spoken to our parents. Between me and my siblings, English definitely, but to my parents it was only Spanish.
Did you ever try just speaking English to them? And
yes, but now it's easier. Like even if she talks in Spanish, I'll talk in English and she'll understand. But she didn't understand then, and I knew that, but she weren't even trying.
Do you think it was probably because they were just more comfortable speaking?
Oh, of course, they were more comfortable. That was their native tongue, and their routine was just, even if they watched television, it was Spanish speaking, so they would really have to speak English.
Okay, so what's the goal? Like, what do you exactly want to get out of this?
I think just be comfortable with the idea that even if it does come out, there's no problem with it. I'm not the only one that has an accent, and just kind of be comfortable. If it does come out, it's totally fine.
Okay, so you say you want to be comfortable. What ways do you think that would help you be comfortable?
I think, like, be comfortable in public speaking or with my accent.
Both.
I think being comfortable with my accent will make it easier to public speak. Then I would just be able to like kind of tackle whatever comes at me and go up there and be comfortable and just say what I've rehearsed instead of kind of adding the moments where I think my accent might come out because of the way I pronounce certain words.
Do you feel any type of anxiety? What are you going through when you're up there speaking?
Well, being up there, I don't like public speaking in general, so it doesn't help that I have that insecurity. But just definitely anxiety. I get super, super cold, like my hands drop temperature when I have to do it, and I'm just so conscious of the fact that all eyes are on me. I don't really like all eyes on me.
Okay. You said something about when you're a child being one of 3 Hispanics. Is that what you're feeling also when you're at work? Are you the only Hispanic there, or one of the only Hispanics?
I am. We have a good amount of Hispanics. We all kind of, now I don't speak with an accent, so I think while I had a resentment when I was a child, I think it's easier now because I am bilingual. So if somebody calls the office or something, and they need somebody who speaks Spanish, it's easier. They don't have to we don't have to call them back with somebody who speaks Spanish. I can just do it easily. So it definitely is a strength of mine now. I just don't think I saw it like that when I was a child.
Yeah, and that's really good that you're finding strength in something that you thought was negative when you were a child. And I think that's a part of growing up, that something that may not seem one way when you're younger and can be a lot differently when you're older. Because it's very important to be able to be bilingual, and because this country is turning into very cultural. So what else do you want to tell me? Any feelings that you're
just kind of ways that I could get comfortable, just public speaking in general, but knowing that if there's a possibility, it's just okay, that it won't be the same way as when I was a child as far as being judged.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what do you mean by being?
I think just kind of when I was a child doing a presentation, and then obviously I knew that I had my accent come out, and then the rest of the day ensues and everybody's making fun of me and pointing it out that it happened again.
Do you think that would be the case if, at work, if you do happen to come out in an accent, do you think you would be judged or be made fun of?
No, absolutely not, because we're adults now. And even using the example of somebody calling the office who needs someone in Spanish, I'm like a savior, because no one else does. So it's, yes, we didn't lose a client, you still have them.
It's good. So this session is coming to an end. Is there anything that you want to speak about for next time?
I think just accepting the fact that my parents, I guess there are cultural differences where I think I'm still struggling with them accepting American culture, and this is where I was born, this is where I'm educated, so I think just they've been living here for about 27 years. I think for them to be a little bit more accepting of my culture, because granted their culture is also my culture, but this is my country too, so just to kind of be more accepting of that.
What do you mean being more accepting? Can you explain what aren't they accepting?
I think just being more open to the fact that English is the dominant language here, and my dad still speaks with a heavy accent. I think for him to just kind of make a little bit more of an effort. When his 4 children speak English dominantly, he doesn't. We still kind of have to talk to him in Spanish, which is not a problem, but he's been here for a while now.
Yeah. Well, did you ever discuss that with him?
My mom, because she speaks really well now, I think has kind of tried to push him to it, and I think he's tried, but my dad is stubborn, so it's kind of failed effort.
Yeah. And what about your mother? Does she have a strong accent as well?
She has a minor one, which is very impressive. She definitely really worked that. I think she finally realized that it wasn't going to change. It wasn't going to be somehow a Spanish-speaking school, no. So she definitely tried really hard to learn for us, and she did a really good job. So while it's minor, she's very clear.
That's good. Well, I think that's a great topic to speak about for next time. So I guess I'll see you next week. Okay, thank you so much.